This is a busy box that I made for my toddler. His name is Ethan, just to keep him busy, obviously. You could take it in the car, or you could take it to church. Some of the activities are noisy, so maybe church isn't such a good idea, or maybe the doctor's office, or if you know you're going to go out of town and you won't be able to bring all of your child's toys, this is a good idea to have in your car and like take over to grandma's or wherever you're going, just so that they have something to preoccupy their time. I don't have a lot of different items in this box yet, but I would like to make more and really load up this box, just because, as you know, a toddler's attention span is very minimal and you want to constantly have something going for them. First thing, this box is just a plain cardboard box, and I've hot glued fabric on it and put some duct tape on the top just because it was fraying a little bit. But it's pretty much just hot glue, and if you don't have hot glue or you don't trust yourself with a hot glue gun, you can use tacky glue, and that works just as good. And I just used a marker to write that busy box thing on the front, and you can look and see what's on the back. This was a square that was left from a quilt. I just glued it on there. Doesn't matter too much. And the first thing, I have this bottle that I made out of a water bottle, and inside are some beans and rice and some different things that are different colors, and it kind of looks like a rainbow, and they can roll it back and forth like this. And if they roll it really fast, that's kind of fun. They can do on the floor, and they could shake it. This one's a little full, so you may not be able to shake it very well, but you can talk about the different colors of the rainbow, and obviously these aren't all the colors in the rainbow, but you could talk about these basic colors, and for a toddler that could be enough for just the time being. And if you wanted to take this off, you could, and empty out some beans so you could really shake it. And then I have another bottle here, and this water bottle I've put oil as well as like a water with food coloring in it, and some buttons and some sparkles and stuff. And when you swish it around, you can see that the water and the oil separate. See if you could do that like that. And children love to look at this kind of chemical change, and my son with autism really likes this one because it kind of gives the effect of like a lava lamp. If you really want to have a lava lamp, you could do something like this, but then leave your top open and put one of those Alka-Seltzer tablets inside, and then it will make it all bubbly. You could do that if you want, but I wanted to close mine off, so I just kept it like this. The next one I have is a number match game, and I'm not gonna, maybe I'll take it out. All of these little numbers I got at Walmart in their button section, and they're really not that expensive. And every number corresponds with the number and color here, so they can take the numbers and put them directly on here, and I've traced it so that it's exactly the same shape as these, and they can use that to match the numbers to the board. And this one my toddler's not quite ready for. He seems to be matching colors instead of the numbers, but it will come to him, and so that means this will last for a little while. When they master something, usually they're not as interested very quickly. And then this next one is a marble jar, and what it is I've actually just taken one of my toddler's old baby bottles that I used to have, and I've I've put some duct tape on it so you couldn't see like all the measurements and things on it. But if you have like a clear one, you could do that. But I just thought I would just duct tape it because, I don't know, I just thought it would look better. And obviously it looks more ghetto, but he likes it. And I've duct taped the top. And usually there's a circle right here where you would put your nipple for your bottle, but obviously I've taken the nipple out and tried to make that circle smaller so that the marbles wouldn't just drop in. You'd have to actually set them in and push them down. And let me see if I can open this. Oops, sorry. It's hard to hold the camera and do this with one hand. And I have an elastic ring right here so that, I'll show you what you could do with that. Oops. Okay. So this also helps if they're learning how to screw things on and off, because this is a really easy one to unscrew. So you have the marble, and you would just set it on top, and all they have to do is push down, and they practice using their pinchers, and when they're getting a little older, you can get those little kids' tweezers, and you could pick them up and put them there, and then they could push them down. And then I put this little hair band or hair elastic, hair tie, and it's really easy to pull so that he can learn to pull it open and just put it around the bottle like that. And that is actually really fun for him now, but I think he'll enjoy this years to come too, just because it is an endless fun, I think. This next one is some magnet puzzles I made, and what you can do is if you have a refrigerator or a baking sheet, you could use that. Or if you don't have a baking sheet or a refrigerator, you could just use your table or the floor, and you don't have to put magnets on them. But what I've done is I've just taken coloring book pages and kind of cut them down. I colored them first, and then I cut them up, and obviously I laminated them. Now, if you're like me and you don't have a laminator and you can't afford to go and get your things laminated, you can always just get the clear packing tape and just put it across, and then you could put it across the back, and it will actually make it feel like laminate, and it is really durable. And since coloring book pages are very thin, I put a piece of cardboard behind this so it is thicker, and you can see the magnet on the back. And the magnets are just those magnet strips that you can get from Walmart, and you can get a bunch of them in a bag for like $1.97. So that's like super cheap and super easy. And obviously you probably have coloring books that your older kids have like colored every picture in the book. This is a way to use those pages and create puzzles. And for the older kids, you could cut them into smaller pieces, and this would work for all ages. Just when you're doing the younger kids, you need to try to keep them big because they don't know how to do the small pieces yet. And I have another one that's a tractor, and that was actually a picture out of an old book. So you could use whatever kind of picture you want. I've also seen people use pictures of their family, so you can do whatever you want there. And I'm thinking this is the last thing I have in here. And this is just a mix of what was in this bottle. And what I'm thinking I might do with this stuff, I could leave it as it is, and I could pour it into containers, and he could fill it, and it could be like a texture sensory thing. Or I could turn this into what they call a sensory bag, where you would either like duct tape or fabric around this whole square, and they would be able to, since this is just a Ziploc bag, you can feel these beans and these pasta and rice just by pushing on it. And I'm sure you've also seen those I Spy bags. You could do that with this as well. You could put little animals, or you could put letters or numbers or whatever, and you could have like an I Spy sheet, find the heart, and try to find the heart in here. If you can't afford little things like that, you could always go back to something like I did for my puzzle and cut out like a character's head or something and laminate it and put it in your beads, and they can search through it like that and try to find the different faces or different shapes or whatever you would like to do. So I haven't figured out what I want to do with this yet, but I'll think of something, I'm sure. But that's all I have right now for Ethan's Busy Box, and I will do another video when I have more things to put in it. And I hope this gives you guys ideas for your own busy boxes for your kids. Thanks.